Goodness gracious. Wow. We're going to talk about all of it. So, Jake Paul getting raided by the FBI. I got to drop the intro one time.
I don't need nothing else. Every time I'm with you, yo, it's something else. It's a fact, and it's nothing else. Got your hand out, you don't even need help. Oh, I don't need nothing else. Every time I'm with you, yo, it's something else. It's a fact, and it's nothing else. Got your hand out, you don't even need help. Oh, that's right. I don't need nothing else. That's right.
King's Dream Entertainment.
If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Ruslan. I am a hip-hop artist, creative entrepreneur with KingsDreamENT.com. This channel exists to encourage, empower, inspire you to live out God's dream for your life. The home for those who are looking to live God's best for their life, those who are looking to defy the odds, the statistical anomalies, the outliers, and the politically agnostic. This Jake Paul story. You guys seen this Jake Paul story?
Exclusive video over the scene as agents were moving the weapons. There were multiple firearms on the property, including a long gun propped up against a hot tub in the backyard. And Eyewitness News reporter Josh Haskell now.
Now to some video that you will only see on Eyewitness News. The LA County Sheriff's Department carried out multiple guns from Jake Paul's mansion. Not the first time they've been to the Calabasas estate, but the first search warrant served by the FBI. The search warrant is...
Yo, this Jake Paul thing is crazy. This is nuts. This dude had the FBI raid his house. The FBI is investigating allegations of criminal acts surrounding the incidents at a Scottsdale fashion square in May of 2020. At the time, the 23-year-old denied taking part in any looting. Paul's neighbors have reported hearing loud explosions. Now, Jake Paul, if you guys don't know who Jake Paul is, Jake Paul's a famous YouTuber, Jake and Logan Paul. He wasn't arrested, but they did, I believe, raid both of his properties, right? Both of his properties. Now, if you guys don't know, I read a chapter of Proverbs a day. It's my favorite book in the Bible, next to probably the Gospel of John. What I think this goes back to is the idea of access to excess. Access to excess. When you have access to an infinite amount of excess, guns, properties, women, you can tend to lose yourself. Inheritance obtained too early in life is not a blessing in the end. An inheritance obtained too early in life is not a blessing in the end. What does that mean? When you're younger and you make the lion's share of your life income, the odds are completely against you in the sense that you'll squander it. And the younger you are when you peak in your income, the more likely you are to end up in poverty. So most people work, establish themselves, figure out what they want to do, kind of get established in their careers, and then their income peaks in their 40s and 50s, right? 40s and 50s. But if you earn the lion's share of your life's income in your early 20s, this kid's 23 years old, and you don't have the emotional capacity on knowing what to do with that type of money, that access to excess, now you have potentially some sketchy people around you. Maybe you didn't even do anything, but you just had some people around you that was in that life, right? And they was doing some stuff they shouldn't have been doing. The access to buy an infinite amount of guns. And maybe, yes, that's Second Amendment rights. You know, have all the guns you want. I got no problem with that. But the access to excess at a young age compounds, and most people fall apart. Most professional athletes go broke. Most rappers go broke. It's sad, but this proverb is very telling, right? Again, an inheritance obtained too early in life is not a blessing in the end. A lot of us want the money, we want the acclaim, we want the notoriety, we want the praise. Don't seek validation in people. Don't seek validation in possession. Seek validation in your purpose, walking in your purpose. If you get the majority of your income at an early age, you have access to excess. That is why we see a lot of these celebrities while out. We see a lot of these situations go down where people just gravitate towards toxic people who either leech off of them or who enable them in their dysfunction. And it's not to say the celebrities are evil or anything like that. And unfortunately, I think Jake Paul is really just like, he is the epitome of that with this stuff that's coming out. And again, I don't know all the ins and outs, and I don't know what exactly happened, but from the way it appears is that he was wrapped up in some sketchy stuff. Sometimes the police or the FBI will raid you And it's not even because something you did, it's maybe because somebody living on the premises. So maybe there were some wild people living on the premises. No charges against him personally. But I think you'll find you'll find this thing weaved throughout multiple people, multiple celebrities that get into these positions of power, positions of influence, and their lives fall apart. Their lives fall apart. And so it'll be interesting to see how many of these people are going to be around and what are they going to be like in their 40s, right? What is Jake and Logan Paul going to be like when they're 40, when they're 50? Are they still going to have their sanity? Are they still going to have some stability? So an inheritance obtained too early in life is not a blessing in the end. It's better to learn and to understand money as you get more of it little by little and how to manage it than to go from zero to millions and not know what to do with it. Because that kind of money can really, really mess you up if you're not prepared to handle it. And I don't care if it's a 19-year-old, a 21-year-old, a 23-year-old. Your brain's not fully developed yet. You know what I'm saying? You don't really understand long-term consequences. That part of your brain's not developed till you're 25. So hopefully he isn't wrapped up in any serious criminal activity. That access to excess. And by the way, access to excess, you got to look at that inside your own life, right? You got to look at that inside your own life. We have a lot of access to cheap, unhealthy food. So what happens? Access to excess, and then all of a sudden everybody's obese. And they're saying by the year 2030 that over half our population will be obese. Access to excess. So it's we can look at celebrities and say, oh, it's so sad, it's so bad. They're gosh, look at that. Yeah, but let's examine our own heart for a second here. Let's examine our own access to excess. Are we abusing food? Are we abusing the internet? Are we abusing technology? Are we abusing slumber, rest, laziness, sloth? Anyway, guys, thank you so much for hanging with me. If you want to partner with what we're doing, go pick up some merch. Consider joining our Patreon community, most talented community on all the internet. And give this video a like and a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the notification bell because that helps a ton. That helps a ton. Leave a comment. All that good stuff. Appreciate you guys rocking with us, man. Really do. This is fun for me. Hopefully it's fun for you. Hopefully you got some value out of this. I know